him back to his own. And it is only right that we, who constitute the largest single country in Africa, the most populous in Africa, are not badly off as far as resources are concerned. It is only meet and proper that at the very early stages of our independence, we should make our position in this matter very, very clear. There should be no doubt where Nigeria stands in this matter. So I'll take this opportunity once more. Portugal, all along, has been behaving as if she is not aware of the changes that are taking place in the world today. We do not hate her, but we love our Africans more. And I'm taking this opportunity to serve Portugal with notice that while Nigeria does not hate Portugal, Nigeria can never agree with Portugal on an issue, which means that the people of Africa in Angola will be held under thraldom, and no attempt will be made to give them the opportunity to live life more abundantly. And Portugal should learn a lesson from what is happening in the Congo. I said here that I was going to read a document. That the great powers who profess democracy, who profess high ideals, who desire peace in the world, will see that by eradicating all forms of colonialism and opposing all forms of imperialism, you will be achieving one of the objectives, indeed one of the corners of achieving world peace. Colonialism and imperialism go hand in hand with war and destruction. You cannot maintain imperialism by peaceful means.
The little time I have, not in the description either of the balance sheet of empire in terms of pound, shilling, pence or dollars or whatever it is, or in terms of atrocities and this and that and the other. I think we must be realistic to realize that the empires can only flourish in one way, and that by imperial methods. That is to say, when you want to suppress somebody, you have to suppress them. So you've got to take this in its stride and see how the modern world is likely to assist in the survival or in their liquidation. On the one hand, after the period of the First World War, with the breakup of the Ottoman Empire, either to disregard their desire for national independence on the one hand, or to say they will be free in the master's home, that would not in the long run meet the bill. This assembly is conscious, as in its recent memory, the example of Cyprus. Cyprus, incidentally, brought modern Greece into the context of anti-colonialism. I hope she remains there. We found one of the great European countries, a NATO ally, standing up ultimately for colonial independence. But when I first came here, the idea was to divert the colonial agitation by posing it as either a defense problem or a security problem for some people, or rather the Cypriots sort of bargained for a cut-up between 2 or 3 people. My own government took the view there was no question in this matter of this being anything but a colonial question. Cyprus, before I come to specific problems, that today, in somewhere in 1939, the colonial territories or the great countries together, Great Britain alone was about 13 million square miles. France had a huge empire of 4 million square miles. Belgium, 8 million square miles. 80 times that of Belgium. Netherlands, their own colonies. All that has now disappeared. But still, there are in this world somewhere about 75 million people, 75 million people who are under colonial rule. Out of the 75 million people, some 20 millions belong to the British hegemony, which are on the path towards self-government. Therefore, there actually remains some 50 millions who still are to be liberated. And when you think that out of these 50 millions, 14,871,195 belong to the Empire of Portugal, you have the situation that the Portuguese are the biggest imperial powers in the world. What we mean by making this distinction is that those of them who speak about it probably don't understand other people's civilizations. So we must abandon this distinction also and go straight forward to the position that every territory in this world must really be free in that sense. There should be no territory which is under foreign rule, whose territories can be used by someone else for purposes that have no relation to the benefit or the advantage of the people who inhabit them. And that is why, particularly in this present time of these vast military alliances, when the old version of